Welcome to Ask the Advisor, your chance to get valuable business insights brought to you by Von Lehman.
What is the role of a turnaround professional? Our role is to assess a situation objectively with an eye towards the most positive outcome possible. We view and evaluate an organization's position from many angles, then review it with leadership and present options for resolution, and in many cases, assist with implementation of a plan. In nearly 30 years, I've rarely entered a situation where leadership was totally unaware of existing problems. These are savvy people. However, they don't prioritize their attention towards problems. Many times, they defer dealing with problems, hoping they'll resolve themselves. In this current business environment, they rarely do. They prefer to prioritize their activities to driving sales, retaining good employees, and maintaining solid client relationships where possible. Lack of awareness is not a problem. Knowledge and action of available solutions is generally the problem, and the implementation of a plan is where a turnaround advisor's insight is critical. We initially define and then work to diminish the problems. The process often begins with a series of reviews, including review of financial statements, review of operating expenses, review of purchasing practices, and review of receivables control. These findings will uncover steps to be considered and implemented to resolve problems. They may also uncover overlooked profit centers or drains on capital. To the untrained eye, these discoveries may not be obvious. Our role is to know what to look for and where. We always advise our clients to focus on their strengths and rely on the strengths of others to support them. How do I know if my business or organization needs to consider talking to a turnaround professional? The simple answer might be if business trends, including expense ratios, cash flow, and operating profits are suffering. That's the time to speak to someone. There's no risk in talking to a professional. The risk is in doing nothing. Since 1986, my team and I have been working with underperforming and troubled businesses and organizations throughout the United States. And in hundreds of situations, my question has been, why weren't we contacted earlier? The obvious truth is most businesses or organizations know when they are profitable, growing, and on solid financial footing. They enjoy looking at their numbers. Underperforming entities rarely look at their numbers closely since the news isn't as positive. When performance becomes neutral, or a decline begins, or even when growth can't be financed, there are often overlooked issues. The reasons vary, the degrees vary, yet no matter the size, structure, or years in business, each situation has similar issues. Recognized early, nearly any entity can recover successfully from these matters. What are some of the early signs of a potential decline? We have a worksheet available, but here are some questions that any leader or business owner can ask. If you find yourself answering these questions positively, you should contact a turnaround advisor. Is your inventory growing while sales are not? Have your gross profits been declining year over year and month over month? Are your accounts payable figures growing? Has your bank refused to extend financing, or is current financing being reduced? Have you experienced significant employee turnover in the last 12 months? Is the business beginning to grow without the financing necessary to meet the needs of the company? In summary, early recognition of trouble signs makes turnaround choices most cost-effective and available. If you think your business or organization may need an assessment, you should contact us. There's no risk in discussing your situation with an experienced turnaround professional. There is considerable risk in waiting too long. At FRA, our team will confidentially help your management team to assess your situation and work with you to develop and implement a plan that suits your objectives successfully.